Good afternoon, snow bunnies and race fans. Welcome to MBTV Sports live streaming coverage of X Racing's Sunday Funday snowcross action. Presented live at Steeplechase Ski Hill in Mezeppa, Minnesota. On this chilly Saturday night, we are preparing for rounds 9 and 10 of the 25-26 X Racing Sunday Funday series. Just wrapping up on-track practice sessions, giving our racers an opportunity to get a feel for the track that has been prepared for them this evening and this weekend here at Steeplechase Ski Hill. So we're going to bring the snow groomer out onto the track. We will have bit of a break here before we get to green flag heat race action. My name is Dan Bailey. I'll give you a quick rundown of what to expect this evening for those of you watching from home. First of all, I hope you have a smile on your face because you are ensconced in the comfort of your home watching live streaming coverage from MBTVsports.com. Meanwhile, those of us at Steeplechase Ski Hill in Mezeppa, Minnesota, while we are enjoying temperatures in the 20s, there is a brisk north wind blowing through the facility. You can see on screen those flags flapping in the wind, making it feel much cooler than the mid-20s temperatures would indicate. As a matter of fact, I believe we're already down into the upper teens, and it's expected to drop further once that sun officially sets behind the western horizon. Here's our schedule for this evening. We will have 19 races, and each of those races will be on track 3 times. Every competitor, or every class I should say, will get 1 time on track for a qualifying heat race. Then every class will enjoy 2 main event trips to the racing surface. So that's right, each class here today has 3 events, 1 heat race, then main number 1 and main number 2. This Saturday night portion of the X Racing Sunday Funday series is round number 9 of the 2025-2026 series. Tomorrow morning, bright and early with the rising sun, we will have round number 10, so that we are actually enjoying Sunday Funday on Sunday. And of course, you can watch all the excitement and the action live and free. Compliments of MBTV Sports coverage of X Racing's Sunday Funday series. We've enjoyed a 2025 season that has taken us to a couple of locations, both of them new for the 2025-2026 series. Of course, here at Steeplechase Ski Hill in Mezeppa, Minnesota. Also enjoyed rounds 6 and 7 and 7 and 8 up in Brainerd International Raceway. But today we're back to the track. It was home for the series for rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Rounds 9 and 10 from Steeplechase Ski Hill in Mezeppa, Minnesota. It is a cold and crisp Saturday night, but things are about ready to heat up when we begin the process of bringing our first competitors to the start gate and prepare to launch them for our first race of the evening. We will also be presenting some sponsor announcements through the evening's program, which brings me to my next point. If you are a representative of a local, area, regional, national, international business, and you would like to help MBTV Sports continue to provide live streaming coverage of area and regional sporting events, and you would also like to present your business to the large viewing audience in the dozens of thousands per event, get in touch with MBTV Sports. We'd be more than happy to work with you to figure out a partnership package that would benefit both of us. Sit tight. Green flag action from Steeplechase Ski Hill coming up shortly. We've got our snow groomer on the track right now. Once the groomer is complete, we will be calling our first few groups up to the staging area. Again, live streaming coverage of Sunday Funday Snowcross coming up on MBTVsports.com. All right, quick note for racers here at Steeplechase Ski Hill. We are going to start calling racers to the staging area. Snow Groomer is still on the track. We are about 4 to 5 minutes away from bringing our first competitors to the start gate for this evening's round 9 green flag action. Race number 1 will be 200 stock 9 to 12-year-olds. So race number 1 to staging, please, 200 stock 9 to 12-year-olds. Race number 2, 200 stock 4 to 8, heat 1 to staging. Race number 3, 200 stock 4 to 8, heat number 2 to staging as well, please. Race number 4, transition 8 to 10, and junior 10 to 13s to staging. Those are our first 4 races. If we can get those 4 class racers to the staging area, once the groomer is done, we will be ready to turn you loose, or at least race number 1, turn them loose, send them down out of staging to the start gate. For those of you watching online via the live streaming coverage, we have the Snow Groomer out on track. There you see the big implement. That is turn 1 of the X Racing Sunday Funday track, which has been built here at Steeplechase Ski Hill in Mezeppa, Minnesota. That is at the end of our Hail Mary Highway. You can see leading into turn number 1, those of you watching online via the live streaming coverage from MBTV Sports, you can see a series of rollers that lead the racers into that first turn. There's a bit of banking, a little bit of banking down there in turn number 1. It's slightly more than a 90-degree turn, brings them back a little bit towards the north. Coming out of turn number 1, we have a descent that we call fall away field, which sends the racers down to a very tight left-hand, almost 180-degree turn. We call it the send and squeeze because that's where the racetrack narrows up dramatically. And then they begin the process of coming to the south, coming uphill back towards the front straight. A series of step-up jumps lead the racers to a right-hand turn to a straightaway that we'll call the back straightaway of the racing circuit. There's a bit of a peak on the back straightaway, a bit lower than the front straightaway, but still highest point of the back straightaway before they head downhill through the back of the Black Diamond Drop, over a couple more rollers and into the West End High Banks, 180-degree high bank left-hand turn that brings them to the climb. The racers will climb that hill back up to the top of the front straightaway, which is where we have our finish line. That is a lap around the X Racing Sunday Funday Snowcross Circuit at Steeplechase Ski Resort in Mezeppa, Minnesota. Again, the call has gone out to competitors in races 1, 2, 3, and 4. If we can have you in staging, we'll get you all lined up. 200 stock 9 to 12, 200 stock 4 to 8-year-olds, heat 1 and heat 2. Transition 8 to 10 and junior 10 to 13. If we can have you all in staging. Once we get the snow machine, or the groomer rather, off the racing surface, we'll be able to release you from the staging area, head towards the start gate. Before we begin the process of rolling racers down towards the start gate, for those of you watching at home, one short commercial break. We will be back momentarily for live streaming coverage of green flag action from Steeplechase Ski Resort in Mezeppa, Minnesota. Sit tight.
LTL Freight Logistics Specialists for your small business.
QualityFreightRate.com.
We simplify shipping, eliminate those surprise charges, and negotiate the best rates from most LTL qualified carriers.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Special residential and liftgate rates available for automotive and ag implements.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Use the promo code ICE and get 10% off your first shipment. Startup is so easy. Get a quote and ship today. QualityFreightRate.com.
My name is John O'Connor. I'm a snowboarder for life and a business owner in Windham, New York. We run a restaurant and inn here. This is our backyard. Having a backyard park is really special because being able to snowboard at home and not have to get in the car, go to a resort, wait in the line, is your own creative space to do whatever you want, however you want. You're in your element. You're right at home, and it's a really good feeling when you can tune into the space around you with you and your friends and just make something special of it. The Tow Pro has helped my vision come to life with where I would like to take the backyard setup, and without it, it wouldn't be the same. It's the most easy to use, compact, portable, reliable rope tow that you can buy. It's the best thing that I own as far as what gives me happiness in life. Without it, it's not the same when you're hiking. To be able to keep riding and feel like you're snowboarding, that's what it's all about. And the Tow Pro has made that happen.
Welcome back to Steeplechase Ski Resort in Mezeppa, Minnesota. As you are preparing to experience X-Racing Snowcross as part of the 2025-2026 Sunday Funday Series. Good afternoon, good early evening to you. I am Dan Bailey, and we are preparing for race number 1. As a matter of fact, you may be able to hear in the background a few snow machines rolling past me as we prepare for race number 1, which will be our 200 stock 9 to 12-year-old class. We have 4 racers scheduled to be in the start gate, and they will be Alex Lang out of Ringgold, Wisconsin, riding the Snap-on Tools number 16. Logan Reeves coming down from North Branch, Minnesota with his Patties on 70 Polaris number 257. Michael Rambo from Lakeville, Minnesota is on the Grandma and Grandpa Mankato Motorsports Dabrowski Agency number 524, and Hendrik De Bruin from Stillwater, Minnesota with the Sarah De Bruin State Farm 545. 4 racers in the 200 stock 9 to 12-year-old class. You can see on our split screen coverage of the right-hand screen looking towards the start gate, which is right at the entry to turn number 1. On the left split screen, you can see the backside view of the start gate from the finish line area, and that bottom smaller screen shows the speed cam on the front straightaway. The track is clear, and we are prepared for our first heat of the night, round number 9 of X-Racing's Sunday Funday Snowcross. Broadcast live from Steeplechase Ski Resort, Mezeppa, Minnesota. Green flag flies, and our first race is underway. Racers are down through turn number 1, headed down the fall-away field into that tight send-it squeeze. Now the step-up doubles to get back onto the back straightaway. High point of the back straightaway before they head down the Black Diamond drop and head towards the west end of the facility. You can see that beautiful sunset right at the western horizon as our racers make it around the west end high banks. Now they begin the climb over a series of rollers, and there's your finish line to complete lap number 1. Some rollers at the end of the front straightaway. This is the Hail Mary Highway with the rhythm rollers that send them into turn number 1, much larger than they appear. And this descent from turn 1 down to the send-it squeeze, much more dramatic than it may appear on screen. Step-up jumps, 6 to 8 feet tall before they get onto the back straight proper. Zip underneath one of the Steeplechase ski lifts, around the west end and back towards the finish line to complete lap number 2. There's your race leader headed down into turn number 1. Quite a separation back to our second and third place racers. Coming through the Send It Squeeze is our race leader up the step-up doubles to get onto the back straightaway. One final time around the west end high banks. Comes up to the finish line, checkered flag is out, and just like that, heat race number 1 goes into the books. Second and third place sleds across the line. Fourth place sled as well. 200 stock 9 to 12-year-old heat race is in the books. Race number 2 will be the first of 2 heats for our 200 stock 4 to 8-year-olds. In staging, we would like race number 4, transition 8 to 10, junior 10 to 13 in staging, and race number 5, Super 225 kids, 120 Open Champ and Pro 206. Meanwhile, in heat number 1 of our 200 stock 4 to 8-year-old class, we have Bentley Scholl from Zimmerman, Minnesota, riding the 10. Felix Ryan out of Millville, Minnesota, will be atop the 107. Cade Vadine from Delano, Minnesota, will be on the 133. Leighton Hedges from Mayer, Minnesota, on the 219. Parker Reeves from North Branch, Minnesota, with the 257. Sutton Hedges from Mayer, Minnesota, on the 304. Abram Schoen from Elk River, Minnesota, is riding the 712, and Cooper Schoen from Elk River, Minnesota, is on the 823. This is race number 2, heat race number 1 for our 200 stock 4 to 8-year-olds. 8 riders in the start gate as we prepare for this first of 2 heats for our 200 stock 4 to 8-year-old class. You see them lining them up in the start gate area.
Check focus.
7 riders in the front line. Not sure if that 8th rider is going to come up to the front line or not.
My autofocus.
See the number 10 is up, and away they go. Our 200 stock 4 to 8-year-old first heat is underway. Side-by-side battle around the Send It Squeeze. One rider goes wide in that Send It Squeeze. The 2 to the inside, able to sneak past. Single file for first and second. Third, fourth, and fifth giving chase in this 8-rider battle. This is heat number 1 for 200 stock 4 to 8-year-olds. Challenge developing maybe for second as they head into the West End High Banks, but our race leader is out front and all alone. Can't quite read the number plate on that bike. I apologize. These sleds, with their diminutive size and smaller number plates, hard to get a reading on the number. But there you see our top 5, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. And we'll even throw 8th into the mix. Heading into the first turn, they've lost a little touch with our race leader, a little separation from the blue machine out front, back to that multi-rider freight train battle for second on back. Second trying to pull away from third as well. White flag is out. They begin the final trip around the Steeplechase Snow Cross track layout as that battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th intensifies. Second and third are relatively close, but our race leader is out front and all alone, pulling away from all the competition.